Hey everybody, this is Grace, and pardon my throat, I've got allergies like you wouldn't believe, of course. I have allergies all year around, but especially now with spring and all the pollen. Adam washed my SUV, did real nice. He said he went to a store and he got out and he came back and he couldn't find my SUV, and because he was used to seeing it with pollen, it was right in front of him because it was so bright and pretty without the pollen all over it, that yellow greenish pollen. And like the next day it was all had pollen all over it again. I'm looking at it right now, and pardon the way I'm doing the video, but hey, yeah, I'm kind of tired. But I want to talk about something that happened to my original YouTube channel. Seriously, and my other ones aren't doing that great either. It's very weird. Now I had that YouTube channel. I hardly ever used it after the first year. I really hardly ever used it. Pretty much, I'm thinking it could have been even less than that, give or take. And what happened was, one of those, and I think I did a video on when I started this channel, but one of those, kind of people who the toxic kind of person. They just take whatever they want. And this one woman, it was very weird. She would just, every time I would do a video, she would do one just like it. And that has consistently been my experience, okay, on YouTube. Yeah, she stopped after I just stopped, and I stopped doing that same kind of video, and I don't watch her. Stopped back then, and but something around that time, I lost interest in that one. I had already started a new one. I was very interested in that one, but I'd always wondered about why do my channels, no matter what topic, and I don't always do them like this, like voiced, or why do they have such a problem? And I think it's that I did something wrong from the start, and I didn't know it. I didn't know. And I still can't find if I've done it wrong. Can't find anything on it. And the first channel I had this wasn't something I did wrong, but it was something that was wrong. And I think it happened on my second one too. That sometimes when I'd go in to edit, when I'm trying to put the video up, I'd go under, back on the classic days, and I'd go in there and fill out all the information, everything. But if I clicked on the video, it was different back then. Not even, now we have studio, but even on classic, it was different before it became studio. And what it would do, it would show, if I clicked on my video to listen to it, it would suddenly give several view counts. Several, not just the one, but several. And I think that may have been something that caused problems from the beginning, or it was a glitch. Other people were having glitches that had started around that time too. But some of those people that had started around that time, I only know of one that did. She's doing okay on hers. Okay, she hardly ever, blue moon, once a month, 2 months, 3 months, puts up a video. And she gets a lot of views. And I've always wondered, what is it mine? Now I know that I do mine in some kind of different way. I have seen worse, okay? I've seen worse, and they would go boom. And I do get it. I do get it. Nobody needs to tell me that between my voice and that I don't show my face that often. I do show my face every blue moon, like usually once a year. I'll go through a week or something and have myself on camera. I'm just not that very much I have to be on camera. I'm just, I've said in the past that I'm just not that histrionic. Look at me. But I'm not. But anyway, that one woman, she just would steal my ideas. It tainted it for me, and so I hardly ever used that original channel. Okay, so let me get back to that story. And I know how to do this too, stream of consciousness. Go with my own flow kind of thing. But anyway, so she kept doing that, and I outed her. I really did. I didn't say her name, but she had given me a thumbs down on my birthday my birthday video, and it was my first time, and I had just started the channel, you know, kind of thing. Well, it was my first time to have a birthday, and stated on there, and she gave it a thumbs down, and it was like at midnight that night, and I happened to be on. Was checking it, and as I was checking, there were no thumbs down, and then suddenly there was, and right then there was a comment for her, and that was the only comment. Okay, so I knew it was her, and so I made a video about that. I said, just go check it out. she quick, you know, whenever I saw that, I was like, you little, and she quickly went and took her comment off. Yeah, and that was pretty much that, you know, I have my ways dealing with people who are copycats. Okay, I do. I'm tired of this type. I have been tired of this type. You know, it's always legal. I'm not gonna, you know, do anything. I saw recently while I'm on this. I'm not gonna do anything that's like, you know, it's not pointing to it. I have, like, if you have receipts, like they copycat you. You have the date on your video, and they do it like the next day. It shows who did it first. This kind of thing, you know. I'm like that. Okay, I stay within, you know, what's legal and all that. But I was trying to finish up that thought before I could jump to the next one. Wish me luck on that. I just woke up. Yeah. Anyway, what was I talking about? Well, no, that pretty much ended me using that channel. I need to stick to that part about the channel and get that out. Okay. But back then, I had a channel name that was really difficult. It was a joke. You know how people say with certain accents, which would have been mine, and would have been, actually it came from my dad. It's just a funny accent that he played. He would joke with my maternal grandmother, and he also liked to watch this one show, and the guy had this certain kind of accent, and it wasn't a slur against any kind of person or anything like that. Okay, it was just a way that a TV person, you know, guy would say a certain thing. I'm not going to say what it is, but anyway, so I used that. It was not a, you know, in any way a slur, like I said, but, you know. Anyway, so I had that, and somebody said they couldn't understand it, so I changed it to spell it out, and sometime around that time, no, or after that, I don't know, remember when. This is years. It goes back August to be 7 years that I've had that channel, and this coming August, so it's 6.5 years old. And anyway, but I had noticed at some point in these past years that when I would go and just try to find the channel under the channel name, you do a search for that channel name, and you know how they pop up with you know, subscribe button next to it. It wouldn't. Mine would not. And not even, you know, sometimes when you do that, you search that channel name, what shows up would be the video if that person just put it up. You know, you might have to narrow it down to this year, or this week, or this day. No matter what I did, that would not show up mine at some point. Recently, I noticed, definitely for sure. And trying to click on channel to find, you know, narrow it down, to filter it down to channel, no. So both things, video, you know, under my channel name and my channel name, neither one, that original one. And recently I noticed it was both, and I said, okay, because it seemed like it kind of built up that way. It was, you know, at first, you know, I could find it, and then slowly over these years, I couldn't. It's not searchable now. It's unsearchable. Is that the word? And another thing that I had noticed, at first, you know, I was part of a group of people. We all, you know, left one another comments. It's the same as, you know, my second channel I made, and over time it got to where that I was not getting any comments. Okay, and right now, except for, you know, like when somebody's trying to advertise their own channel, I had one that slipped through. Or I approved it. Now I have them set to where, you know, I still approve them, but many of them get through. Not those bots. I don't let those bots get through. But anyway, my last comment, except from one channel, that was not somebody trying to, it wasn't a bot, and it wasn't somebody trying to, um, advertise their own channel or something like that. It has been months ago, okay? Months ago on any of my channels. And I thought these were, all these things collectively it's very weird. And recently, this year, I have especially noticed this, and I'm like, I know there's a term, and I don't want to use that exact term, because I made a video with it, and it did not go out. I don't think, really, when you look at the impressions and stuff, it barely, yeah, I don't think it did. I don't think anybody, once I mentioned it in another video. But anyway, I'm going to say it this way, I'm like in the shadows, do you know the term? Okay. It's not just that one word. It has more to that one word. But I don't know. I don't know what had happened. It could be that I just don't, with everything that's going on, especially this year, I have not focused much on any really of my channels. And I think it also could be something that I'm doing. I'm not a type to say it's all everybody else's problem, everybody else's fault. But the overall thing I do want to say is, in order for people to know that they're not going to like my videos, they need to click on it first. And I know that I've heard since all these years that they have to watch it at 3 years for it to, 3 seconds, 3 years, 3 seconds before it becomes a view. And I've had some pretty strange ones lately, like one view on something when you go into the analytics and reach and all that, like one view, and it says 0 minutes and 0 seconds. I don't know, he's going to let that dog. Okay, I just had to make a run for it to make sure. Remember when he was a puppy, I nicknamed him Mayhem. He's a dog. He's a puppy dog now. But I had to go run to the door because Adam went out and just kept walking, and the door come back open. And oh my goodness, if that puppy, if Mayhem, he's not a puppy like I said, if he gets out front, oh my goodness, you're chasing him down, and he likes to chase little cars. He's terrified of bigger cars or SUVs or anything. But little ones, if he sees them, yeah. Oh my goodness, he almost let him out again. Oh my goodness. But just now, after I was saying that. So where was I? This is why a lot of my videos I get distracted. It's because there's something going on. If I'm in the house, it's too noisy, and there's always something going on. If I'm outside, quite often he'll come out, Adam will come out, and there's going to be a little drama. I'm like, please. If I go down to the park or something like that, there's going to be drama. I live in a dramatic world. Seriously. I really do. Anyway. This is how you see it. This is how it will go for me. Okay. Back to this. Now, I was talking about when somebody has to click on the video to see that they're not going to like it. They might not like my voice. Some people said I have a very soothing voice, and I'm like, really? They were not from here. And they were from overseas. When people would say it, they were in different countries. Yeah. And they make assumptions, too. Do not make assumptions. And you would be wrong. But anyway, and I had recently had some very strange, somebody would click on it, it wasn't browse though. And I'm curious about this browse. Is that your subscribers, like when it shows impressions? Does that mean that's how many subscribers had seen the video thumbnail? Or could it be they're showing other people? I do wonder, like on that one that The first one that is definitely in the shadows that I mentioned, my original channel, is way off in the shadows. I wonder if the very few impressions, I'm talking very few in comparison to the amount of people I have subscribed, if that's just the people who received the notification that I uploaded a video. Now, out of the impressions, it was a high percentage for people to see, and the click-through rate. So those few people that got it, maybe they're just all new. I don't know. That I uploaded a video and they saw the thumbnail. It was high for that, but it was so small. I mean, the number was, I'm not even going to say it. It was so small. Oh, that was like, I think I have been put in the shadows. And it's been placed, but it's starting to happen to my other ones. And like I was saying earlier, before I got so distracted, it could be something I'm doing too. I have questions about, I see people, I've watched videos lately, a lot of videos, people showing, what they, well, you know what, I had put those on a different channel. Maybe I'll just upload them here as a progression of what was going on, that I had been watching videos and stuff like that. I put it on a channel I'm not using, but it was several videos that were drive vlogs and on different topics, but mainly on this. So maybe that's what I'll do. But I want to test each channel, because I hadn't had those first two ones. I've said all this before, and how I wound up with other channels because those had problems from the start, and then I started two other channels, and one of them started going okay, the other one did not. I mean, same kind of topics too. I made them for different ones, but at some point, same. It's like, and then I tried. This is over years. Okay, over years. I tried it recently, and no promotion. Yeah, I tried more than once. But I don't know. I'm going to try to see if that original channel could actually come out of the shadows and back into the light, really. And I've put up 3 or 4 videos. How many have I made public? 3, I think, since I noticed that. And yeah, 3. The one that actually mentioned that word, and the other 2 just barely, really. I've had videos I put up and nobody watched. Absolutely nobody. Months ago, I noticed that happen, and I'm like, what? And that's happened to me on more than one channel. Nobody watches them. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. Really. This is just too weird. So, remember me talking about weird stuff that happens? Especially, if I put this on the right channel, especially some people driving up behind me. It's happening right now again. Not the same car, but they stop right at the end of my driveway. Like this time it's right in front of my mailbox on the other side of the street. I don't get that. Why would somebody do that? Well, they drove off, so. But yeah, they could be looking at the trying to find a certain street number or something like that, but it's very weird. It's always mine. It's always mine. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm losing my voice. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but I'll let you know how this is going. If anybody even sees this one, seriously, nobody's seeing my videos. Hardly anybody sees my videos, so it's weird.